Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Basil Rathbone inviting you to join me beyond the Green Door. It was about Alaska during the gold rush, at a time when greed could drive a man beyond the green door. Justice was a haphazard thing in Alaska in the 1890s, and this was especially true in the booming gold towns past the Yukon. In Three Rivers, for example, Sheriff Quinn was also a prospector. Still, he kept a rough sort of peace in the brawling town, and the citizens were satisfied. Rang out near the jail. Within an hour, Quinn had arrested a newcomer named Slater for the cold-blooded murder of Pete Bronco. No one argued with the sheriff's eyewitness testimony except the murderer, and naturally no one took a newcomer's word in Three Rivers, especially the word of a crazy man like this. A magician, he called himself. Claimed to find gold by magic, but he couldn't do a single worthwhile trick. Slater was condemned to hang in the morning. The deputies locked him into Three Rivers' new granite cell, and Sheriff Quinn came around to see if the prisoner was comfortable. "I'm fine," Slater said, "except for being sentenced to hang. Look, Quinn, I've learned some good magic tricks in the Orient. I could offer you nothing," Quinn said. Slater was silent for a moment. Then he said, "You know, I didn't murder that man. I shot back in self-defense. You saw it, Sheriff." Quinn smiled. "Sure, but you're going to hang anyway." "So you can jump that claim of mine, eh?" Slater said, and saw the sheriff nod. "Well, I might have expected it. But listen, Sheriff, I really do know magic. I can conjure up a little gadget from India worth more than..." "Can it get you out of this cell or past my deputies?" Quinn asked. The stranger shook his head sadly, and Quinn said, "No, I didn't figure it could." "All right," Slater said, "but I'm not going to hang." Quinn laughed and left the cell. He told his deputies to keep careful watch. Just before dawn, a noose was thrown over the hanging tree behind the jail, and at first light everything was ready. Quinn and his deputies went to get the prisoner, but stopped when they heard a shot from his cell. They ran to the door and saw that the prisoner was slumped over dead. Slater had been killed with a handgun, probably a derringer, held so close to his head there were powder burns. But there was no weapon in the cell. There was nothing except a scrap of paper the prisoner had written on, and, well, that didn't make sense. It read, "Dear Sheriff, this is the only good trick I know. How to conjure up a derringer, invisible, of course. People have wrong ideas about magic. It works, but it always turns against you. It can't help me now against you and 4 armed deputies, but this trick will save me from hanging. Hope it does the same for you, because I'm leaving it to you." Quinn stuffed the note in his pocket. After the deputies left, he searched the cell again. Nothing. It was all very strange. And then Quinn heard a sound. It took him a moment to identify it. But then he knew, just half a second before the end, that it was the hammer of a derringer being pulled back somewhere close to his head.